Good morning. How are you doing? Welcome to Life and Style. It's Relationship Wednesday. You know, Mondays are Inspiration Mondays, Tuesdays Artistic Tuesday, Thursday Artistic Thursday, then Feel Good Friday. But Wednesday is that day that is dedicated to relationships. We want to talk matters that concern your heart, your loved ones, people you love, people who love you, spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever you call it, situationships, all of that. We're coming to you from the Ibis Style Hotel right here in Westlands, not too far from what used to be the roundabout at Westlands behind Parklands Baptist Church. You'd find the Ibis Hotel. We're at the rooftop, and you could come here with family and friends. You want to have conferences, you want to just have a meal, or seeking accommodation in the city. This is the place for you to come. We want to talk to Pastor Chris. I'm your host, Chris Atemo. Remember to follow us on social media at KTN Life _ Style for both Twitter and Instagram, KTN Life and Style on Facebook, and also at CJ Atemo, Instagram, Facebook, and even on Twitter. I've got my panel together with me. As always, we've got a panel. It's not always usual. It's just that we always have a panel. But every single Wednesday, it's different with the panel. I've got two ladies and one gentleman. I will have them introduce themselves very shortly. But we're talking about overcoming heartbreak pain. And for the record, I've got to tell you, this is water. This is water. It's early morning. The bottle may be looking very different, but this is water. Yeah. All right. From my father's right.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Eugenia Gathoni, and I'm a writer, and I'm happy to be here.
Good to have you.
Yes.
All right.
My name is Douglas Angogo. I'm married, as always say, I'm married to one wife, Njambi Angogo, and I have two daughters in my house. That is Kayla and Shama. I'm a relationship coach and a marriage counselor.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi everyone, my name is Marin Keseri. I'm a hairdress stylist and a fashion designer. Yes, yes, it's nice to be here.
All right. Which one of you has gone through a heartbreak?
Ladies get it more.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to start with you, Douglas. Do men experience heartbreak?
They go through heartbreak. They don't experience.
They go through?
Yes.
What's the difference?
The difference is you see, men, when a woman loves a man, they love them of. They give all. They give, because like the Bible command them to.
I got a bit confused there because I know a song that says when a man loves a woman. So I was wondering which one is this of when a woman loves.
Well, what I mean is when a lady decides to fall in love or just love someone, or do something, they do it out of love and they put all the emotion, all the feelings onto it. But a man, yes, they will love a woman, but once there's any maybe misunderstanding, they break up. It's easy for a man to go over it faster than a woman.
Oh,
Is
really?
that true?
No, I disagree. We know what happens usually when you go through heartbreak. I've gone through heartbreaks.
Okay, let's first define it. What's a heartbreak?
A heartbreak is when someone disappoints you. Maybe you're even into a crush. It can be as simple as a crush. You can meet someone in the streets and then you love them, or maybe if you've dated the person and then they disappoint you in some way. Maybe they cheat on you, or they just decide to dump you. So that feeling you get after that, because you're human, you get your heart broken.
Okay.
But I don't
So
think
talking
you
about
should
the
put
men.
it like it's only a heartbreak because of something ending.
All right, but
Go on.
talking about the men, you
Okay.
disagreed with Douglas.
Yes, I
You
did.
said it's not true that
Yeah.
men don't experience heartbreak. So you were saying something about the men.
What I believe is that, you know, women, we normally react there and then. Now, if it happens to me today, I will cry today. I will go to my girlfriends, I cry, I talk to people, like it will be depressing for a bit, maybe 3 months, maybe about 3 months. For the guy, he'll move on, he'll probably go hang out with his friends, but after some time it will hit him. He'll be like, okay, oh my God, I lost a gem. So now he'll try to come back, maybe it's even after a year. And that time, the lady has already moved on.
Does it take that
Yeah.
long even for men?
Yeah,
Does it
takes
take that long?
It takes
You don't
very
think
long.
that sometimes men would like react immediately?
No, you rarely react to it then. So that's why you delay that feeling, so it will hit you when you least expect it.
Unless the lady has dumped the guy, is when they will have, you know, like the very, very effect. But if it's the guy who has dumped the woman,
If the guy has dumped the woman, then it wouldn't be the heartbreak to the guy, right?
it will be, because I'm dumping. For example, if we're dating, if I dump you now, like it's over.
Yeah,
You
but I'm
ask-
saying if the man dumps the lady, the man doesn't have the heartbreak.
Because
They
you gave her
will,
the
but
decision later.
on,
Yeah.
but later on, oh, it is so sad. because we have moved on and that man comes back.
Yeah.
But I think
when
what I
it's too
said,
late.
I didn't say men don't go through heartbreak. What I
Yeah.
said is they go through it faster. They kind of heal or get over any heartbreak or any relationship faster. That's why you find them that out of some time this man will eventually get into another relationship faster compared to the lady that maybe they, because at times
Douglas,
it's not a heartbreak.
you are a relationship coach, so
Yes.
you must have dealt with certain issues like somebody was dating somebody, a man was dating a lady, and then they broke up, and he seemed to have moved on, as it is always said that the men will move on fast, and he has actually even gotten married. Then a few years into whatever he's doing, he used to date Marianne, and then somewhere in there, he begins inboxing her. He's trying to come back. Did he really move on?
I think what happens, like I'll agree with Eugenia also, to some extent.
You're finding a long way to go around my very direct question. Did he really move on?
He didn't move on
He did move on.
because he's still going back to the cards.
He did move on. You see, there's a problem with men. Men, these men, they break up with you and they jump into their crush or some lady who was just around. And then they notice, oh my God, I messed it. And then they want to come back. It always happens. Even if you get married and have kids, they always come back, especially if it was their mistake. Come back, baby boo. They will come back.
I didn't get you. They come back to what?
They come
To
back to
you.
you, to
They
me,
regret.
because yeah, they
No,
dumped
I
me.
don't think it is all men, because even for me,
We
I've
have
gone
been
through a
heartbroken.
relationship.
We have been heartbroken.
The wife I'm married
We
to
have been
now, where?
heartbroken, and
Yes, let me
we are the
explain it,
ladies,
yeah?
and we know this.
All right,
They always
let's
come
hear
back.
Those are not
Douglas.
all men,
Let's hear
because
Douglas.
I'm saying it's not all men who will go back when they're married and they're still going looking for their exes.
Watakuwa na machungu in
No,
future,
no,
hata
no,
kama
no,
watu
it
ni
doesn't.
inbox.
So
It is
now,
not true.
that's
It
that's
is not
that's
true.
what I was saying, because what you said was a general statement. What you made
Yes.
was a general statement
Yes.
that men will move on.
Yes.
Then I've told you, and I know that you have
Yes.
met those
Yes.
cases. Then it means that they have not really moved on,
Because
and they're
what
not
happened
isolated
is,
cases.
what
They did
happened
not
is,
move on.
like there's a guy, we're doing some counseling to him, and this guy was getting married in a week's time. Now the problem this guy had is he had a fear of what the ex-girlfriend did to him, because it felt like this lady was lying to me, not really cheating with other men, but she will never say anything true. Everything she said was a lie. So this guy was entering into a marriage feeling like, I'm not sure if this lady also will have the same lying characters. So what I say is, yes, they move faster, but it takes time for them to heal. Unless a man accepts it is over and move, not just maybe do what you
So
call
what you're
bounce
saying
into.
is, men go through
They
heartbreak.
go
They
through
experience
heartbreak
it.
by they overlook it and move faster. They heal
They,
faster.
you see, Pasi, this is what these men do.
You're confusing me, but I'm going to come to you, Virginia. Because if they go through it, they overlook it, and they heal faster, Douglas, I don't know how that would rest in the same statement.
This is what
They
happens
don't
there.
heal. They don't
This is
heal.
what happens there.
Yeah.
You see, for
Do
men,
they really heal?
they
don't.
do.
They
I
look
don't
for
think
a
they do.
rebound.
They
They
do.
look for a rebound.
Yeah.
They
They
break up
don't.
with me today, and then tomorrow they bring in that car crash, and then so that they don't heal. They just bring in like a reliever, a pain reliever, and then as time goes by, it hits them again like, oh no, and that is the mistake human do.
The
No,
cycle
no, no, no,
continues
no, no.
because they continue on seeing other women. And then the thing is, what I feel like, a heartbreak, it always feels like it's like someone has passed on. It's like someone has died, according to me. I don't know if you feel the same. So you feel that feeling of, you've lost someone, literally. So as a woman or a person, you need to really grieve it and
take
cry
time.
it and, feel those feelings and go through the emotions. So most men don't do that. They just try to cover it up. They even go out drinking and all that, try to just do anything just to get rid of the pain or avoid the pain. So now it will hit them later on, maybe when they don't even expect it. Maybe they're doing something else. Maybe they're in the office and then maybe they react to someone else, So they should learn to deal with it there and then.
And I do agree with what you're saying, that maybe their manner of expression is different because they do not know how to show weakness, that they have been broken. A woman will find somebody else and cry. She will talk about it. She'll find a friend. She may even talk to another man who is a friend, a brother, anything. And she'll talk about it and talk about how she feels. the man will hide it in something else. Probably hide it in work, hide it with friends,
With another
decide to
woman.
spend a lot of time,
Alcohol,
yeah,
friends,
go
all
out
that.
there. But he's hurting. He's not talking about it, but he's hurting in there. So I do agree with you that men just have a different way of showing that. Because, you see, there is this myth that men never get into relationships. But we have heard cases where a man will be dumped, and they've been rampant of late, and they're very extreme, where a man will feel he's been dumped, and the things they do are completely crazy. If they were moving on, they would not be killing nobody.
Those are men who are in love, you know, in love, and they did something for the woman. For example, there's this cop guy who killed that, shot that lady. That means that is a man who loved that woman. But these other
I don't
men,
know whether that's love.
That is not love.
because you see, imagine,
That's obsession.
and
That's,
that is
that's,
why.
that's
you,
not
you only,
love.
you only die for someone. The only person who died for someone because of lives of Christ.
That's an obsession, right?
Hold
yeah,
up.
so that-
That's an obsession.
Yeah.
That's an obsession.
Still obsession. But you see, this, according to the story, the guy had paid school fees for that lady and all that. Okay, let's forget about that. But for these men who are, say, killing themselves or killing their spouses, or even killing the children, you know, I think it's the obsession and the love again, because I think we have men out here who are really trying to, you know, like make this woman happy, and then you woman, you just go do your things, they will do something.
Why
But
is
I
it
think-
easier for, men? We've stuck around men a bit, but we're going to move past it. Because I've dealt with several cases, even of men who are married, and then when they feel they're left or something, I find it is easier for men than to resort to alcohol.
To resort to alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they want to forget. They want to forget. They want to numb the pain. Is it the men are not comfortable with pain?
But I think what happens is maybe allow me just refer back to the scripture. When the Bible talks about the fall of man, remember that Adam fell in the Garden of Eden, and when he was asked by God what happened, he was the first person to blame the woman you gave me. So men have a problem of accepting failure, or even being able to maybe hold on to a relationship. So that's the reason why men will always have that pride of not accepting it didn't work and we broke up. So the ego part of man is started early in the Bible. So that's the problem that is coming now. By men will break up, but they'll still try to see that I'm okay. You broke up with them, yes, yeah, but I'm okay, I'm okay. But inside they're hurting. So a bleeding man is always a very worried man, because when you're bleeding inside, it makes you even become so acceptable to other relationships which are not going to make you happy, but just a rebound.
I think
How do we
also-
deal with the issue? All right, either way, whether it is men or ladies, how do we deal with the issue of heartbreak? Somebody has broken your heart. How are we supposed to move from there? What are you supposed to do?
First of all, I think you should acknowledge that you have feelings and you're human. Don't feel, nowadays so many people are making it look like when you have feelings, you're weak. When you're crying, you're weak. But you should acknowledge that I've been heartbroken. I was expecting this to work out. Probably I was expecting to get married. The man didn't propose to me, he dumped me. So you should learn to accept it and be honest with yourself. Sometimes
We
you tend
shouldn't
to
do
be...
what motivational speakers like Douglas are saying to us, like, if it didn't work out, there's another one for you and all of that. That's denial, right?
That's denial,
Yeah,
yeah.
you should first deal with it. Mourn it. I feel like you should grieve it, actually. Cry if you can. Do whatever it takes that you feel like you must do in order to heal. And then find your center, ground yourself. Don't lose yourself, because, you need yourself more than you need another person. So you need to be strong for yourself, as a human being, and even the people who love you and the people who need you in your life. So, and then you should also be honest. Know that that person, it's not going to work out probably. If it has ended, it has ended. So don't be in denial, as you had said earlier. So just accept that it has happened and try to move on now from there.
How about, having hope that it can get back?
If you have, you see, for example, for example, at times,
If you really believe, because I think, I'm going to allow you, but I think one of the things that makes somebody get so hurt is that because they believed this thing was supposed to work. if they did not believe it should work, it wouldn't hurt them that bad.
No, I
At times it
disagree.
does.
You know why? Because I've dated, sorry to interrupt, I've dated a narcissist. Narcissists are people who suck out your energy. They really, literally
I
drain
love
you.
how this generation has terminologies for everything.
For real. If you
This
have ever met
generation
a
has
narcissist.
new terminologies
For
every
real.
day for
For
everything.
everything.
You
But
know?
it's true. It's really true. If you can't really understand it until you go through it.
I don't know whether Biwot on the camera knows what
Yeah.
narcissist is.
The people, they drain your energy and they enjoy.
Shaking his head, he has
For
no
real.
idea who those guys are, which country they came from.
So it's hard to reason with them. Like if they hurt you, and the best thing you can do is go no contact. You can't go back. So once you're hurt by someone like that, there's no going back. It doesn't make sense. And for me, I believe in why should you hurt someone you love? Why? If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
But you see,
There's no in between.
at
Don't
times
you
don't
think, don't you think, and I'm coming back to Marianne because she was the one who was talking
Yes.
before you, Julia. Don't you think that there are certain times when somebody has actually broken somebody's heart and then they got back together?
They do, especially if there was a misunderstanding, and then maybe you guys talk about it. But silent treatments really work, because
they don't work.
for example, Pasi, if we have a misunderstanding right now, and then say, just call it like, we're done here. I feel like I still love you, and I think this can still work. I just go silent. I go silent, I go shopping with friends. I just, I just do everything that I wasn't doing. If I was coming to spend time with you now, I go to spend time with my family and friends,
I think it's unsafe to play it
Then,
that way.
no, it's in a good way. You're just trying to learn yourself. You're giving yourself time,
After the breakup.
After the breakup, yes. So, if at all this relationship is supposed to work, even 1 month or 2 months of silent treatment, it was his mistake. He will feel like he's missing something, and then you guys will just get back. And silent treatment really want people who are mature, not just anyone.
I disagree.
Really?
You can't go silent with someone. Some people will disappear.
Yes.
And they
Not,
will get
that is where
married
I'm
to
telling
someone
you.
else.
That is where I'm
Someone
telling you.
else.
So,
With some people, it actually works. Do you know that? With some
but
people,
how
it
do you
actually works.
balance?
It has worked for me.
It's hard because you really want to
How
talk
do
to
you
someone.
balance? How do you
How?
balance between, this thing is not working for now, we've broken up, I am hurting and all of that, and I need to recover myself. And I also do not want to lose this person, yet I don't want to look like I'm a stalker now. You don't want to look like you're a stalker, like you're interfering with their life, and then they're getting even more irritated. How do you balance that? She has one extreme, she has one extreme, so I'll come to the man in the middle.
One thing you asked that how do you deal with the issue of a breakup? Maybe there's one thing I always say that once you break up with someone else, the way to accept it is to know that you are not. There's always a better person for you. That's one thing, because the moment you see that this is the only person
I
that
don't know, I'm going to sip water.
Maybe the right
you put
person
it-
died already.
No, yeah, because the moment you put like he's the only one I was to marry in the whole planet, then it will always like I'm losing this. I'm not getting married again because this man left me. But the moment you accept that things didn't work out and probably we parted ways, probably we have our own reasons, and I can still date again. You're seeing that. So the first thing is accept and see yourself in a better relationship than
you think
the
it's
one you
very
are
easy?
in. Then thirdly, do this. Don't do a rebound.
But he's giving practical steps. He's just giving practical steps of how to move. Like, if you think there's a possibility, so that you're not thinking this is the end of the world. Because I think that is what leads some people to suicidal thoughts. I've had a lot of inboxes with people who just cannot imagine. They just can't imagine life. They deal very badly with the rejection. They feel it's an indictment against them, like they are less or something. So it becomes so hard for them. And I think what Douglas is talking about, if you can see a different picture, it brings you to the place where you feel like it's not lost. It's painful, but it's not lost.
I also
right?
think people should not be codependent. You should be strong as an individual, so that in case of anything, because God forbid, things happen. Your soulmate can pass on. So what will you do? So you need to be strong as an individual first. So you need to be also mentally strong in order to just handle anything. Maybe he'll dump you. Maybe you'll find him in bed with with a friend or someone. So
I'm
you
sorry
need to be
to
strong.
ask it like this, because you brought out that. I'm sorry to ask it like this. I know that there is pain, at the loss of somebody, which is excruciating in pain. But when somebody is passed on, you're very sure they've gone. When somebody breaks up with you and they're still here, then you're imagining them moving onwards with somebody else. This is rejection. The other one is loss. Is there a difference in the pains that I experienced?
Yeah, the difference in the pains, because you see, like you're saying, there's an evidence this person didn't leave you because of probably things didn't work out, but you people were together and maybe suddenly something happened. This person is gone. It's easy to go over it, knowing that it's
They
not a
loved
rejection,
you,
but
right?
yeah, they loved
Yeah.
you. Now, in the case whereby you broke up because things didn't work out, love exists. You see, it does not mean that when you broke up, there's no love between us. There was love. But yeah, there's a reason. The smaller things, or the things that we are not able to cope up with, the things that are not really bringing us together but setting us apart. Accepting the cause of the breakup, because like say, example, someone plays on you, you find him cheating with another person, then you cannot still hold on to that, hoping that you get back to this relationship, knowing the cause. So also knowing what separates you people can help you move on faster than trying to figure
cover
out.
up for the guy.
And like I
the
said, the
lady.
silent treatment is not good, because probably maybe we are dating and I feel like I don't think I need to go on with Eugenia. So I
But
don't tell Eugenia, I just had
the
not it's a
principle-
messing, not writing
The
it.
principle of
yeah.
Miran is that, it's better not say it than say the wrong thing. Because I think her principle is, you're leaving the door, you've not shut it. It may not be open, but you've not shut it. So you've just left it. It's easier to pick up in case than burning the bridges.
No, I don't agree,
I don't
because
agree
I feel weird. Like that awkward silence for me. Sometimes silence is also what is it?
Where
Like
do you
it's a
draw the
conversation.
line?
Is, yeah?
Where do you
Silence
draw
is
the
loud.
line with being pushy? Because
Passive.
sometimes, and I'll come back to even the issue of personality. So where do you draw the line? If this person said they needed to get out of it, they're feeling suffocated, they're feeling like this is not the right thing for them to do, they don't want to see you at that point. You feel this thing is supposed to work. They say it's done. Then the next week and the next week, so you begin to text. Don't you think you're going to aggravate the situation?
But Percy, before she talks, the silent treatment will work if the two of you agrees that, you know what, this thing is not working. Can you give ourselves
Should be
time?
mutual.
Look,
Yeah. But
Because
just like
once I'm
that,
assuming the other person is waiting for me, also thinking he might be moving on, and
Yeah.
I'm waiting on the bus stop.
you'll see photos on Facebook, married, or certain
why are you
But
going
if
to
they
why are you
don't
going
want
to check? Why are
you-
you going to check?
Okay, now it seems like we're on
Because
this
they're
side and you guys are that
interested.
side. But you don't think that if somebody doesn't want you, no matter how much communication you bring in, it will
gonna
not
work.
change them.
Yes.
No matter the silence you bring in, it
will
will
not
still
change.
work.
You see, the reason why.
Silence. I'll speak for you. I'll
Please
speak
do,
for you, girl. I'll
Pussy,
cover
please.
you.
Yes.
You're covered. The silent thing is that it gives the other person, it's not always going to work because it depends on personalities also, but it gives the other person the opportunity to reflect. It gives them the opportunity to reflect, it gives them the opportunity to have themselves, and it gives them the opportunity to begin to see your role in their lives. Because it's like when you have breakdown in communication to the place where you've gotten to meltdown, you disengage so that you're not shouting at each other, you're not fighting, you're not screaming at each other. There are situations that are aggravated by the fact that you're still communicating. Because there's a lot of
But that's like avoiding the issue. That's avoiding. You need to talk about it. You need to talk or you just decide like this is not working. I need a break. We need a break. Exactly. You need to communicate because it's so dangerous.
Does everybody
Yeah,
process
you can move
heartbreaks the
on.
same way?
No. People are different.
So why are you disagreeing with Marianne's way of processing?
We're not disagreeing.
The same way-
but like
the
it's
same
so
way someone
wrong.
else
Like I
is
feel
going
like it's
to-
wrong.
Because actually, it actually works for some people. It has
works.
worked for me. Yeah, it has worked for me. Yes, in one of my relationships, it actually worked for me, and we got back, and no, we're not still together. But honestly,
I don't
you
think that's
see,
the reason why they're not
Yeah.
together.
Thing is, at times
it's
the
bad.
silence, the
It's
silence
bad.
that exists in between,
Yeah.
maybe the other person is trying also to maybe gather himself up, or is missing something. So they come back will not be because we feel like we can still work this thing out and we're made together. but I'm missing something that I'm not
Douglas,
having now. So
you know,
something bad.
okay, probably we'll look at, though I know we don't have too much time either, but you know, you have to look at the causes of those heartbreaks. You've got to look at them. And I think that you cannot write off what Marianne is saying. Because sometimes people break up because they're tired, they're arguing and they're fighting and they're screaming. And at that particular point, somebody will say, I'm tired of this relationship. And they're walking out. There's no agreement like, let's give each other time. This person is just tired. They don't have the energy. They're walking out. You texting them tomorrow is going to make stuff worse. They don't like you. They
So
don't
you
want
should
to
just
see you.
wait.
It's like the case of when you're dealing with people who are physically abusive. You step out of that environment. You can't stick in there and keep on saying that I want to work it in over here because maybe if I leave, somebody else will come in. They'll kill you in there.
So you'll wait and then come back.
So I think it depends. I think it depends on how that thing came, the causes, how the other person relates, the personalities also. Because some people will tell you, you know, I want this to end just because they need space. They want a breather. So they say, I want this to end. Because whenever they say, let's take time off, they feel you're too much into their space. So they just say, let's end this thing. Then they begin to try and recover, you know?
But why end it? As in, when you end it, as in, that's it. Like, what if I decide, like, okay, that's it. My feelings are done. I can't go back to who I was. For me, I believe in one chance. Like, if you get one chance, work with it, run with it, show me you love me. Don't wait around and see, oh my God, she got married and then now I want her. She's so amazing. No, love me now when you have the chance. That's what I think.
But could you say also the heartbreak probably can be because of a disappointment? So it's because this one I didn't maybe had my own
Your microphone.
which did not work out, so I become disappointed.
All
so
right.
it's easy for us to do
To
what?
work it out.
To work it out with
Yeah.
disappointment.
Is it always as easy as that?
Okay, for example, silent treatment especially works when one part.
Well, well, I know I agree with you on the part of silence. I don't know whether when it is put as silent treatment, then I agree with it. I think when it is more like disengage instead of silent treatment, because I think silent treatment is intentionally
That's what
ignoring
I was
the other
trying
person.
to, that's why I was getting worked up because I was not
'cause
understanding.
That's
Yeah, because I'm
intentionally
thinking,
ignoring the other person. But I
Exactly.
think, you know, just pulling off.
Because
It's
especially it's like
annoying.
just
I
pulling
find it
off. You're
annoying.
not telling them we're not going to talk, we're not going to call each other. You just step aside. You know.
Then you should agree then.
And
Talk.
actually, it actually works, especially if you guys did not have like like something very serious, like something too serious. It actually works. And when you guys are having, disagreements, it actually works also. And
But my question is,
Yes,
my
and when
question is,
someone-
if you get married to this person, will they be okay? I need my time in the house. Like, will you do that?
By the
Because
time,
it's
by the
supposed
time you
to
get,
be
by the time you
focused.
guys, by the time you guys are getting married, you know what you want.
No, no, no.
What
It
happens
shows.
There are
a
people
good
who don't know what they
happens
want by the time.
What happens is that
No.
when you get married, because these people are like, when things are happening, what do? All of us become
You become
tortoise,
quiet.
we listen,
Maybe this is
and
my
then we
side.
come back when there's
How?
no sun. So when the wrong comes in, let me tell you, the marriage will magnify the situation. It never heals out the situation. So it means to be like, now these things are not working, we are quarreling. Let me go back. Let me be silent in
You
this
see.
bedroom. You be silent in this bedroom.
Let's.
All right.
Yeah.
Is there room where the heartbreak is not really like a breakup? Is there room to rebuild trust?
It's really hard. It's really, really hard. And it depends also with what you've broken up, as you had said earlier.
Eugenia has no second chances
I
in
know,
life.
but again, you see, Pastor, I have seen people
Can
who have broken up.
relationships
Yes,
work where there's no second
Heartbreak.
chance?
I have seen people who have broken up and they went back and they got married and they're good.
Okay.
I have seen people who have broken up
Okay.
and they're still dating now. They got back and they're still dating.
But in the case that I'm
Okay.
asking, where the heartbreak was not because of a breakup, it was probably because somebody felt betrayed, somebody felt mistreated, the disappointments that you were talking about. Is there room to rebuild trust?
Yeah, there's room, because one thing I know is, like you just mentioned to Virginia, because there's no relationship that will work, there are not many chances, not even second chance. So what I say is, whatever cause, because at times it's a misunderstanding, or like you're saying, what you call maybe expectation that you don't speak them out. You have expectations, I don't speak them out. So we differ because she's like, I expected you to do this, but for me, I didn't read your mind. So when there are all those disappointment, then you feel you fall apart because of misunderstanding. Then when you come back, you can know that this is the why this is the cause, and I probably I mistook you that you did this, or I didn't see you replying me back, so I thought you were with someone else. So when there's mistrust and there's misunderstanding, then you can come back and do what? Bring up the understanding in the relationship. There's room for that.
Eugenia, when you talk about it is hard.
Yeah, it's so hard.
When you talk about it is hard.
Hey.
Would you ever work out something that you have already registered in your mind to be impossible?
You know, that's what I was saying. It depends with what exactly happened. To get me to that point of heartbreak, you must have done something really major. And I'm thinking probably you cheated.
Well, let me ask you, Eugenia.
So it's really hard. I don't forgive cheating. That's my policy.
What happens what happens is there's someone who has trust that most of us are potential adulterers.
Okay.
Now, before you get into marriage, then give your spouse that I will leave you or I will never forgive you cheat on me. What if the reverse happens?
Me, I cheat.
Yes.
I know I won't cheat because that's my principle, and I have to be what I want.
Okay, now this is why I'll sit from this other side. This is what because I don't think that relationships work from the place where somebody comes in on a high horse. Because you see, now that's your strong area. So I know I can't do this. I'll never forgive you if you do this. What if these are the person's non-negotiable is something as simple as spending money?
For him?
Yes.
Like meaning?
Maybe you're a bad spender of money, and he feels he can never forgive
but that's different.
somebody.
You cannot compare to cheating.
Everybody has
even
their
in the Bible,
values.
man, it says
Everybody
that
has
it's
their
wrong.
values.
But okay, for me, I personally believe that. Like for me, cheating is a non-bargainer. Like
So,
once you do it, there's no going
someone
back.
can cheat on you, but you forgive other mistakes.
Like, of course, there are the things that, of course, that can make you, maybe even you can fall out of love with me.
I understand where you're coming from, but what I'm just trying to say is that, you see, you cannot say, because I don't do this, I cannot forgive it.
But
and quote the Bible at the same time, because that is what is called self-righteousness.
I'm not saying that, but like, for me, that's for me. Like, I'm not saying, like, there's no way you can say you don't like something and then you force it on yourself. I don't like it. If someone cheats for me,
the only challenge is the thing is, like Percy is saying, that if I have also my own principle, I feel that if you don't cook for me, I'll never forgive you. But you see, when I'm relating with you, we need to accommodate one another.
But I can't accommodate cheating. How do you accommodate cheating?
The moment I give a standard on what I want to happen,
me cheating for me.
Let me tell you, the moment you give a standard, it means that you see yourself out of any mistake that you can do, but is able to do the mistake.
No, it's not like you will fall down and you find some man on. Okay, let me not describe, but like consciously, you know that there are some things that you cannot do as a person, as a human being. So that's why you cannot condone. I would never. I would never.
I've seen.
I don't want to turn this into a preaching session, and I'm not knowing anything. But I think the principle is flawed.
Okay.
It is flawed because you can't say I cannot condone because I cannot do.
Yeah.
It is just I cannot condone because it is not right. Not
it's not
I cannot
right.
do.
Yeah, okay, let me not say I was
because you cannot be the measure of what is right.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of things that you don't have right.
I know. And I accept that. But like that's my thing. Like I would never accept it.
It should not be your thing.
Why?
Anyway, moving on. Moving on. I've dealt with a case like that one time, and I was telling somebody, never make yourself the standard of anything.
Okay.
Because when you fail in one thing, it's the same standard that is used against you. And what you don't, you see, everybody has what they think is a non-negotiable. And for you, it will be this one thing. And then you're failing at something that somebody else also feels that's a non-negotiable. And it could be as simple as what Douglas is saying, which is cooking. It could be just something like that. And you would not believe that somebody walked out on you because you can't cook. And for him, that is a non-negotiable or something. So, whereas you said standards, you always must have grace.
I thought it was general. Like, honestly, personally, for me, I thought it was something universal. Everyone feels strongly about. I didn't think.
About cheating.
Yeah.
Maybe my boyfriend, if he cheats, maybe I'll just take him back.
You
Not
for you.
everyone. No, I'm just saying. Maybe me.
The only thing that I
If
think
my
about
boyfriend
I
cheats,
don't think
maybe I'll
I don't
not
think
even.
Douglas as I know Douglas is a minister. I know he's a relationship coach. I don't think he is saying it is permitted. It is the principle that we're talking about, that never come into something and say, because I cannot do this, I cannot allow this. It's a principle. Forget about, remove the action. You know, take the principle.
You
Okay,
can't
but
always
so I
tell
hate it.
people,
So
never
let me
get-
say I
never-
hate
yeah,
it.
never get into a relationship with an exit clause, because you'll always be looking for that clause. It is going to be violated.
Good.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Wow.
Just moving, because we
I'm
got
writing
about
notes.
just like 5 or 4 minutes to go on. So here you have the heartbreak. You know, here you have the heartbreak. How long? If that heartbreak is leading to a breakup or it's leading to separation, how much time is that supposed to be given?
It depends.
You know, how do you know that we can move past it, or this is just the end? How do I know? How much time should I give it? Or how much effort should I give it to know this just won't work? Like for Eugenia now, she's got something that is
Mine
very
is
defined,
pap.
like this.
Mine is
can't
pap.
work. Yeah.
I think, okay, for me, at times, I call it grace period. Depends, it just depends, it differs. Different people have a different grace period, you know, like, say 2 weeks, 3 months. I was talking to a friend today, she told me, Kesari mimi, if tukisha kosana, 2 weeks, nime move on. Or 2 weeks, I have healed. But we are different. So others would take longer, others would take shorter, and also depends if you guys live together and you guys, you know, there's that kuhama, and you know, or if you guys live far, maybe we broke up over the phone. Hey, we're done. You know, it's different. Yes.
For some people, you know, Douglas, for some people, the heartbreak is in words that were spoken. There's the ones who were doing something on emotional abuse. And for some people, it's like, I cannot believe that he or she said that, used a certain word, talked me down in a certain way. And some people, words take too long, like, to heal. How do they move past?
Yeah, I think that's why we said it depends on what causes the breakup. Because if you know what triggered, because like we said, I think when we started, I said at times it's not only the breakup that is the main thing, or because the breakup is the final thing. This is now what we're doing, but there must be things that have been building up that now brings up now. We need to close this. So words are very powerful, because I think I always tell my wife, which is I'm very authentic with this. At times maybe she'll say something, or I'll do something that she says something, and then I'll ask her that I don't think that answer was right. I said sorry, you could have just forgiven me, instead of speaking more words after that. Because after saying sorry, it means I've accepted
But the woman
mistake.
feels
Yeah.
like she has not yet expressed herself.
So all of a sudden, like, the story was enough. I thought you could just say, it's okay, I've forgiven you. But you see, the more she speaks anything, you feel like, now this lady cannot understand me. So words are very powerful, unless you speak it out. Because most of us will be like, I broke up because she said I'm how to say, I don't
Mkono
take her
blue.
out like other men.
Kalisinji.
Yeah, probably I don't post her pictures on Facebook when you're
Facebook.
hanging out.
Oh.
And I feel like this is not my thing. For me, when I love you, I don't have to put it on the Facebook. Or on
What if the
WhatsApp.
heartbreak, and now that you brought social media, what if the heartbreak is that somebody has seen you with your ex, you met at a function, and you seemed like you were smiling. So there's a photo over there. And is that valid?
I think the time we talk about the exes, and these people are human beings. You once loved them, but you should not allow them in a circle.
No, Douglas, you have, okay, what if...
You
what
just
if
bumped into each
you bumped,
other.
okay,
Yes,
now
at an event.
what if she was your ex, and you did not know that Grace, the producer, was going to invite her on set? So you're over here with your
Oh
ex.
my goodness, that would be awkward.
There's no problem with that, because you see, I
Will
did
the
not
TV
plan
It also,
yeah, it was not something I planned. So this is not like, can we meet today? You're going for a shootout. Can we have maybe?
But is that, some people will have a heartbreak over that. They won't even be
they'll have a
watching the telly,
disappointment, They'll tell you anything
Oh.
else. But depends the way you people have been relating before that. Because your journey, even to that day of the wedding or today when you're having a shootout, will describe what will happen when I meet my ex. Yeah. So probably the journey that you people have had in that relationship.
You see sometimes the timing.
Yeah.
You see sometimes the timing is that you were going through a rough patch in your relationship, and then circumstances at that particular point where you are having to deal with the silent treatment and all of these things, that is when you're stumbling into your ex.
You see that
At that
silent
particular
treatment.
point, is that a potential heartbreak?
Yes, it is. Because, especially now that you have had issues, anything small will just trigger.
trigger
Even if it's a like. Maybe you liked another lady's
like
photo.
someone's photos on Instagram.
It will disturb the woman's head.
Umeweza kumwendea? Oh, you guys are getting
Ataangalia, she will go and look at the profile
women.
and obsess and do all sorts of things.
But
So
I
it's
think that
crazy.
is because of insecurity also. Because once now I see you, we have maybe a separation, maybe a period of breakup,
Yeah.
but I still follow up and see what you're liking on the Facebook.
But
Seeing what the posts you're doing, it means even the problem that you're sorting out that is causing them to break is not the main thing.
But
These are
you-
insecurities that
you
is
can't
behind
help
the
it.
person.
You can't help it.
know-
Especially
You
nowadays, like things
help
happen.
her.
We have things, so many things happen. So yeah,
Because
very-
once you
you
go
can't
At
help
follow
times
up,
you can't help it.
Yeah.
I agree with her, honestly.
can't
You
help
want
the
to be,
what?
you want to fully trust the man,
Yes.
but there's so many things that can
That is
happen.
insecurity because once I go
I
back
know.
and follow what you do on social media,
No.
the ladies you
Maybe,
like in
no,
the
if you're
photos,
friends, look,
yeah, it becomes a
Douglas,
problem.
at times we're friends on Instagram, right? Maybe I was just,
Is that healthy?
But also friends
Is it
like you
healthy?
have
No, you,
to-
at times,
Is it healthy?
At
Is
times-
it healthy to be stalking?
at times you're not
people
even
on social
stalking, at times you're not even
You're just
stalking. But
looking.
see, imagine, me, I'm on Instagram, I'm just on my normal, maybe I'm checking out people's stuff, and then your status pops up, and then I see it, and then what am I
And you
supposed
see
to
the
do?
light.
I did not go, I
It
did
was
not go
about
to,
just going through. Why are you bringing it out? When you have it in there, asking me, why did I do this?
All right.
have to
Well,
explain that.
that's
No.
okay. Okay.
It was not intentional. I follow so many people, you among them, and you status.
All right. So this conversation will continue on social media. You remember our hashtag is KTN Life and Style. The platforms are at KTN Life _style for both Twitter and Instagram. KTN Life and Style for Facebook. You can also follow me at CJ Atemo. Let's get to know your views and your thoughts. How do you overcome heartbreak pain? How do you go past it? That is, if you will. What happens after you've had a heartbreak? We want to hear from you. Keep it right here. Don't go anywhere because Crystal Okusa is coming up next with Style with Crystal.